Hi, I'm Bree.
And I'm Charlie.
And
we're the TBI Rockstars! Woo!
Yeah. And it's been a year since we made a video.
Goodness, we should get on that.
But look, we're not on Zoom.
We are not on Zoom. Yes.
It's really so nice. So nice to be in person.
Yes, even if just for a little while.
So, today, we thought we would tackle a subject that can bring up some tough feelings. Socialize after a brain injury. I don't know about you, Charlie. My social life?
No, I did not figure any socialization into my desperate strategy to try to keep my job. That was like something that got X'd out of it really early.
You were just like, paycheck, who needs friends?
Unfortunately, yeah, it's just priority.
Television.
I felt like I had to be a grown-up or something. Try to do that.
I hear that. Yeah, it's it almost seems like such a peripheral thing, doesn't it? When you're really injured and really just struggling so hard day to day, like you can't even keep track of whether or not you ate. So you don't really like notice so much.
Or there's just, interacting with people is such a complex thing. Even just having a conversation.
Yeah.
Like really, that's a huge amount of energy. So to have friends, you kind of have to have conversations. And so
most people expect it. I think it's
generally,
true.
I mean, you can do things together also, but yeah, it's really tough.
It kind of takes a special sort of friendship where you can just sit there in silence and be like,
Yeah, I feel like when injury happens, there's immediately a loss of a lot of either not inner circle friends yet, or like new friends, or acquaintances, or like for me, teammates, because I was in roller derby. They just like disappear overnight. They're gone. It
kind of shows you like who are your inner people and who are your outer people.
Right, if you're not aware of it. Like like
I felt like I had a very full social life when I got injured because I was constantly doing things, whether it was like concerts or dinner out with friends or hiking with friends. But actually, I didn't have many friends at all that had it within them to like adjust to the injury.
Right.
Like the amount of people that I thought would kind of support me through it and the amount of people that actually showed up, like those were two wildly different things.
Right. Well, because I think one of the benefits of being able-bodied is one can invest excessively or invest in relationships that aren't reciprocal. And not be aware necessarily that they aren't reciprocal because you don't need anything from the person. So you can be like, oh, yes, I listen to you complain about something all the time.
Right.
And not really thinking anything of it because you have all that energy you can just throw around. But it's very illuminating when I no longer can be that person that you want me to be, that like caring, listening, supportive, it's all about you. Yes, let's only talk about you. Let me provide support. Let me be whoever you need me to be in the moment when you can't be that person, because that's a lot of energy.
Exactly. So everyone out there watching this, you are hereby notified. What you have room for in your life now is probably just reciprocal relationships mostly. Just the people who also show up and give back to you.
Right. People who reach out. I know a few of my friends I wouldn't have kept in touch with given all the, struggle I had with my work and my health if they hadn't reached out to me and made a point to reach out several different times to like keep that thing going, because I couldn't hold it all. I couldn't manage it all.
Right. You just don't have bandwidth.
It's just not possible.
You just don't. So, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Has it ever happened to you that you made some social plans and then the day of, not feeling so hot? And you kind of have to cancel?
Not just kind of, you do.
You like super have to cancel?
Sometimes like 10 minutes before you're supposed to be there. It's really awkward.
So how do you handle that? What do you do?
Well, it hurt my pride a lot to what to do because I didn't want to acknowledge to myself that I had limitations.
Yes, yes. You like
And
want to just keep going.
cognitively, I was all like screwed up anyway, so my ability to perceive my limitations was not there.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was honestly a surprise to me of like, oh, look, I can't drive. Or I could, but like, how likely am I to be safe if I do that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I just had to develop the ability to be honest and be like, I just can't. I'm sorry, we had plans, I have to cancel. And usually I give a reason,
Mm-hmm.
like, whatever the symptom is or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I overdid it, or I don't know.
Today's not a good day. Sorry.
And it's just like, yeah, today I didn't have as much energy as I expected. And hopefully, the hope is your people, family, or friends are well adjusted enough that they can understand that that actually has nothing to do with them or has nothing to do with how you value them.
Yeah,
it just is truth.
Hopefully.
Like, I'd like to do that fun thing, but
I know.
I don't know what year it is. And my head's really fuzzy, and I shouldn't drive a car to come see you. So, yes, it would be great if we could do this thing because I like you, but it's just not possible.
And you say things like that honest.
Why wouldn't I? Yeah. I mean, to me, it's like I have so many challenges finding words. It's like easier to just go with
The truth.
the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I think the thing that I've learned that was kind of difficult, because I didn't like it, was that if I didn't feel comfortable saying something that honest, probably it was a relationship that had to go. Right? Like, I have to say that if you are a people pleaser, the silver lining of concussion recovery can be that you will be cured of that because all you have left is like your bare minimum for yourself.
I don't know if you'll be cured of that. You'd just be tormented endlessly because you just can't please people.
It shifts things like somehow. Right?
Yeah.
Like the old behavior of putting a ton of energy into things it's just not viable anymore. And so you shift. And I think for me, there were a lot of people that just honestly didn't even bother to try and stay in my life. And so when I finally felt better enough to go bring them back into my life, like I really hesitated, right? Because if they're not there for you in a moment like that, then it just kind of shows you like what level their friendship's at. And I think for me, the good thing has been that I have more friends like you, where I very much am myself. And if we have to cancel with each other, it's like a two-way conversation where it's like, yeah, like I have this weird spot in my left eye and I don't know about driving either.
Yeah.
Right? And we're like, okay, see you next time, whatevs.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
It's fine.
And it's so nice, actually, to have people like that in my life. And I didn't necessarily have that in great quantities before.
Yeah.
So it's been a good thing in some weird ways.
It definitely has been a good thing for my social life, which seems really weird. But my friendships or my connections, like I was so focused on the tasks I had to do. Like I worked, I did derby. I didn't have time to invest in friends. That's kind of like the philosophy I was living with. Then, life go poop, kabloom. And then on the other side of that, I found out that what is important is those connections with people you care about. Like, it's much more important than tasks, right? So
It really shifted your thinking that much, huh?
It shifted. Well, my knowledge allowed me to know that.
Yeah.
That the world it's not about
That's
tasks.
awesome.
Oh,
I'm glad you learned that.
Thank you. And so it made me systematically invest in friendships. And of course, I have TBI friends.
Right.
And I have some roller derby friends. And my roller derby friends just like accept that I'm telling them the truth.
Yeah.
And my TBI friends know what the heck I'm talking about, so they
Yes.
also accept I'm telling the truth.
Yes.
And then we can just move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say that community, like within the concussion community, like it's been important for me to become part of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that early on in my recovery, I didn't want to like have that identity of being a brain recovering person. Like I wanted to just kind of be normal or whatever. And so it took me a couple of years to like ever go to a brain injury meeting or to participate in anything like that. And when I finally did, it was kind of like, oh, I'm finally not completely alone with this.
It makes a huge difference.
And so I
A
don't know
huge
about you,
difference.
but if I had advice for others, I would say maybe go find those communities a little sooner than
Yeah.
I did, because that's where you actually get some emotional support sometimes, especially if you had more surfacey friendships going into it.
Or if your family doesn't understand. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, someone who's not experienced it just can't understand. It doesn't make any
Cannot.
logical sense.
Yes.
And just to go into, like, I had the beauty of finding a high functioning women's support group for TBI and for brain injury specific. And so, like, just going in and having a basic understanding, if I'm like, I'm going to turn up the lights, and they're like, okay.
Like, thank you.
Yeah, they're actually, thank you. They understand. Or just hearing someone else talk about a struggle I had. It just gave me the validation. I mean, I believe myself, but like it just reminded me that it's just true when someone else has a similar experience.
It is so helpful.
Yes.
It's so helpful. And I found that for myself. Like, I recently joined a program called Concussion Compass, which I totally recommend. If you're on a really tight budget, it's a little tough to do, but certainly they have stuff on Instagram that you can follow, and I've just found it so valuable to have that community online. And I think there's also like Facebook groups.
Yeah, there's definitely Facebook groups.
There's like other options of things that are free. But just connecting with other people for me has given me the ability to kind of move forward in ways that I wasn't before. It's like I can process those experiences a little better and figure out what needs to happen for my life to improve, which has been good.
It makes it easier. It makes it easier to move to acceptance and just like dealing with what dinner's on the table instead of wishing you had a different dinner.
Exactly. I would say that is so true, and it helps you kind of believe yourself more rather than just push through it and pretend it's not happening. But I did want to mention one other thing, which is that I have learned over time it's better to let people know up front that you might be canceling.
Okay.
Like, when I make plans with people, I say, just so you know, like, if they don't know me terribly well, I'll say, just so you know, I have some health issues, I might end up canceling. If you have other things you want to do that are more certain, feel free, letting you know now. So that everyone is on the same page. So that when those days come up that I have to cancel, they're just like, yep, okay. Like, I'm going to the beach by myself, or I'm, whatever thing.
I hadn't thought of to do that.
Yes.
To do
that. Keeping it real.
It's true. Just love that stutter I got. That's just gravy.
But see, in our friendship, it's fine. In this space, it's fine. Because we all get it. And that is kind of the beauty of the whole thing, isn't it?
It is.
Anything else to add before we wrap it up?
I think I'm good.
Well, isn't it so fun? We did a video together. Yay! All right, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.